I was eating. I'm sorry. What food? Just rice. Egg fried rice. It's considered weird in England to eat rice for breakfast, but it is a thing I do actually pretty often. Predictions whether or not I killed the princess on sight. How mean do you think I am? Don't answer that. Where's the game scene? Hello, here I am, I'm here. It's aimed a bit more up than I would like. Camera framing is the most difficult part of this stream. True weeb punchy. It's not really about that. It's just the fact that, like, it's filling and it's easy. I mean, I get, like, so is cereal, but, like, cereal... you gotta use the milk for cereal. And milk... You run out of the milk very fast, and you have to buy more of the milk. Annoying. That. Difficult. Milk it's a liquid, so it's quite dense. And that is difficult to purchase in large quantities when you don't have a car. Is this a really stupid thing to, like, have a hang-up with? Use water? That is barbaric. You are barbaric. I do still, in fact, eat a lot of cereal regardless. But just, I don't know, sometimes it's rice. Sometimes... Anyway. First problem of this stream is going to be figuring out where to put my webcam, and it's also, like, pointing up again. God damn it. I need to, like, take this thing to the goddamn monitor. It's always, like, sliding back slightly. It's annoying as. Anyway, new game. Where the problem number one is going to be, where do I put my webcam to not obscure any key details?
And at the end of that path is a cabin.
This seems okay.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Ah, right, I see why you advised me to change the side of the screen I was on. The end of the world? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to know is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it? Okay, thanks for telling... I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la Revolution.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her. Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarch?
Does it?
Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Damn. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mr. Invis, first point, are you a monarchist? I like that. This narrator guy. Maybe I'll slay her.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
The voices in my head are already The game has barely begun.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Oh, my hand... You can't see it,
The
but
door
my
to the
cursor
basement
has
creaks
changed
open,
to one with a
revealing
dagger in it.
staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi, just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Quick save.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way. Why would you even think that? Nah, I haven't decided yet. What? No. Me? No.
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, that.
Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
No, tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Stab, stab, stab.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
I'm not obscuring her dialogue, am I? What if I go a bit lower? Yeah. Yeah. Little bit lower. Hey, Zorus.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Drop the blade. Slay the prince. Wow! Title drop. Roll credits.
You go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other? Then I'm not talking to you.
Damn. Squint at the princess while holding onto the blade.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Ugh.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
Slay the princess.
Charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
Disappointing. Oh, I'm a weird... My hand is... I'm a weird clawed thing.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down.
She's got hands! The princess has hands, but I also appear to have claws.
As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat, with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Beefed it. Didn't slay the
This
princess.
is really the best you could do. Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
Did not slay the princess. It's more challenging than that. It's a very
She
complicated
applies more
game.
pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your
Ew, that was a very wet sound effect.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh. Well, that was slay the Huh?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Quicksave.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Once
You're
again.
here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Chat, is this a time loop kind of game? Getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
The voices are in my head again.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more
Good morning. Has the princess been slayed? I tried, but I beefed it.
Guessing yourself.
It's more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least...
The narrator is gaslighting us. I hate that.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Actions have consequences. When will we learn?
Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us, now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Reaction speed failure. Of course we did not die. We would have noticed.
If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains, and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Aww.
I disagree.
Slay girl. Also, wow, a year.
Wow, a year! MDH, thank you for the year! The year of Tier 1. I like how I disagree came in right after I believe in you. MDH doesn't believe in me.
Just be quick about it.
Let's talk about this princess. To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Or we could pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
The voices in the head are already, like, vying for control.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Hey, Felix.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps.
I'm
Just
special!
the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Yay!
Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
Alright, this guy's a drag.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. The less you know about her, the better. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Onwards!
A warning before you go any further.
A warning?
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time. She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him, and not that whiner.
Since you guys can't see my cursor, mouse movements, like, jiggle the scene around. Also, my cursor has changed to, like, a gnarled claw finger.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
I kind of wish the cursor was capturing. It's not. I'm not really sure how to rig that.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
I don't know if setting the, does capture cursor, like, here's the thing, I don't think setting capture cursor will actually work. Like, I know of that setting, but that's not, that doesn't mean the same thing. for games that use a custom cursor, that's like not. It's not. No. Doesn't work.
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future.
See, multiple streamers have their cursor show so weird, yours doesn't. I think you have to use window capture to get the cursor to show, because then it just literally captures the entire space around a window rather than, like, just the visual output of a given window, and I can't be bothered to fuck with that right now.
Though
You can live without seeing the cursor.
mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
Please don't. I'd rather the princess kill us again than see how dreadful we are. I care less about what we look like and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
Approach the mirror!
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I'ma go slay the trash. Good luck with that.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Oh.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I have a knife again. Yay!
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
This is actually...
Why don't they give you a spear? Because they give us a blade instead. I don't know.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Oh.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about...
Yes, this is my first time. No, don't tell me anything, obviously.
Want to get down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed...
She's become a JRPG boss!
Window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Okay, it didn't work last time.
The blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly to the
I think it's
floor.
cool the princess voiced by a GDQ host. Which one?
We didn't have to do that, and yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
Nicole, good night.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better.
It looks like we are tiny. It rather does, doesn't it? Are we tiny? Are we a tiny guy?
Kneel.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that.
But the words don't leave your
Oh,
mouth.
never mind.
Instead, your legs buckle.
The illusion of choice!
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed.
Now I stream on YouTube. Am I also on Twitch? Yes, I'm also on Twitch right now. I'm on both at the same time.
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
I've been told this 300 times, but the narrator also worked on horror podcasts called The Magnus Archives. I have no idea what that is or what that name is, so that information... Thanks for the info. I'm not equipped to make any use of it.
You weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Should you watch both shoes at the same time? You can if you want.
My heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
Typical monarchy.
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her.
Oh, she's slay.
Nice to her.
The chat is becoming horny. I'm yours to command. Pledge yourself to her. That seems like a bad idea. I have the sense this is a bad idea. Just because you're just posting though doesn't mean you actually have to do it. Come on.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Ugh. Philosophers.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
Ow.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Hey, Narukami. Good evening.
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world.
That's exactly why it's rude. We should know.
What's this weird arrogance? Slay the princess.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do.
I don't believe you.
The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, Submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end,
All of chat is... Chat has seen a foot drawn and has decided that that's the center focus of the scene.
I say,
No, no in the world. Can you blame us? I can. Why do people do that? Like, a foot is on the screen and everyone loses their fucking mind.
perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
No objections here. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its
It's more important than I had in terms of
like
presentations.
an
Yeah, because we look small in the scene. Oh. I can't do any of the options. We must pick up the blade.
Reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
I hate you so much, all of you. Stop making me do things.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
Oh, can I not
What?
do that?
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
End this!
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Damn it!
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Slay yourself! Resist. Slay the... Failed on all counts.
No, you can't just slay yourself. You're perfectly healthy and capable, and all you have to do is ignore her and do what has to be done. The blade and the hand that wields it remain firmly locked in place until you change your mind and decide to do literally anything else.
Look at you quaking against my will. An ant defying a god. It's pointless to resist. In the end, everything submits to oblivion. But you're not the one resisting me, are you? There's something else in there.
Guy loses to ASMR. There's something else in there. The voices are very
Is
loud.
that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
Ah! Screaming. Ah!
Bring the blade to your neck. You slice through soft flesh, severing veins and arteries.
Grim.
Your blood flowing freely down your body. It's a painful lesson in obedience, but the pain won't last forever. No.
When I see you again, you'll free me from my chains, and deliver me to the destiny that lies beyond this place.
We will. I promise.
I know you will.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
We have a terrible success ratio with this.
Cool.
The apotheosis. I don't remember what that word means. Using large words in my visual novel?
At the end of that path.
Oh, let me guess.
Hey, Nicole.
At the end of that path is a cabin.
Culmination, thank you.
Excuse me? This is the third time we've been here. This is hardly
No!
a path in the woods. It's all big and weird.
Makes a lot of sense.
Another witness to her radiance. Her hour is soon.
Colonel!
I'm here to keep him in check. I'm sick of prying fingers digging around in our head, and he's making it all too easy for them to get in. This is bad.
Oh, is it now? I hadn't noticed. Do you need a primer, Mr. Amnesia?
No.
No, I'm quite all right, but if all of you would take a moment to settle down, there's something important I'd like to get across to you before it's too late.
Is it about the princess? We already know all about the princess.
Stop ruining the moment!
Not to be trusted, that one. No, I mean, yes, it's about the princess.
You will
but
give me
if
an
you think
egg.
I'm going to say it's probably not that. You're not to
No.
be trusted either. Look, fine, just out with it already, yeah? If I hear the words, you're here to slay her, or if you don't, it will be the end of the world, you'll have lost speaking privilege.
Turning off the chat. Stop it, stop it.
You're going to hear some of those
I'm trying to
words,
hear
not
the
all.
voices in my head.
Definitely not all in that order. I'm interested. Really? I know. It's probably a bunch of lies, but even lies have a kernel of truth to them.
A dud!
You two are just wasting your time. It's all going to end when we open that cabin door, which means it's all...
That's disgusting.
What's the point of dawdling when the end is already...
Okay, that nonsense he's going on about, that's what we need to talk about. You've been here before, obviously.
So you have met us. Because boy, were you in denial about that last time.
No, I haven't met you, but reality is clearly falling apart at the moment, and the only reason that would happen is if you knew things you weren't supposed to know. What? What the hell are you talking about? He's talking about those weird marble trees and how wrong everything looks. Yes, exactly. Whatever you did before gave her
I disagree.
power. So you've
A
got to
sub?
cut it out.
A sub?
Cabin and slay her before.
Gladden, thanks for the
any more
28
out of
months.
hand. We gave her power. Why didn't you ever tell us we could do that? We probably would have gone about things very differently if we knew that.
We've built a new god, and she is limitless.
Are our thoughts doing that? Make her small, make her small, make her small, make her small. Shit! What if I'm doing it wrong? What if I'm making her even stronger? Do you hear those two with their runaway thoughts? I'm only giving you the sliver of information I'm giving you now because things are already deep in the shitter. This was my last card to play and it looks like it's already made things worse. So hurry, cabin, now.
No.
Okay, so now hold on. I have so many questions.
And right now you have neither the time nor the mental acuity to handle a single response. It's now or never. As you finish your inane question, the ground quakes beneath your feet. You feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings.
Oh.
The trees start to sway and then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward along with everything else.
The end of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment we open that door, she will be free.
Stop believing everything you hear. We just have to get our thoughts in order. We just have to think straight.
Any, words of warning?
You already know everything you need to know.
Okay.
Step forward. The cabin explodes.
That seems inconvenient.
Flung backwards, violently slamming into a tree as debris rains down around you. You watch in
paralyzed awe and as the princess emerges, her body unfurling from some vast space as she stands upright to face you. The world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts, trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her.
My mother.
Biblically accurate princess.
Oh God! Oh God!
See, now you guys can't complain about feet. Or rather, whatever the opposite of complaining is. Either way, no feet visible. But, different thing that people get weird about. Large woman.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how.
This sucks on ice.
And this is always how it was going to begin.
There's a loud thunk from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shattered bark. Your pristine blade. It's now or never. Yeah, screw all of this, I'm with you. A real god wouldn't need us as part of her plan.
You'll never make it. And even if you do, what could you possibly hope for?
We'll do what we were always supposed to. We'll take this blade and we'll sink it into her heart. Look at the way everything's being flung around her. If we just throw ourselves in her direction... I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe none of this is real. Maybe we can do whatever we want to do. With a forceful tug, you yank the blade out from the tree. You close your eyes and take a deep breath, and for a moment you can feel everything around you, like you're a part of everything, and everything is a part of you. And then your eyes open, settling on your target. It's time.
Slay the prince, the one choice. Cool. This'll go well.
Launch yourself towards the princess. You can feel her gravity envelop you, carrying you from the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
Even now you defy me. Do it then. Show me what you think it takes to end what's destined to end everything.
Yeah, do it. Show her.
End this.
Why do I feel so cold?
It's a world record!
I win. Time. You do not get the chance to slay her. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her place.
Oh, where did she go?
The end of something. I got a
She's
Steam achievement
gone.
for that.
Is this the end of the world? Did she end herself?
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I should feel better with her gone. But I don't. I feel anxious. Does anyone else feel anxious?
The narrator is gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended? Yeah. No voice needling us anymore. Feels good, but I also feel itchy. Cold. Figures the world would end and leave us with all of this nothing. There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. It's calling us. And not in a good way. I don't want to look at us. I'm begging you, don't do this.
I need to sneeze.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
I hope it's not final. I've only been playing for like an hour. It's me. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Now it's hands. People are going to be weird about hands now. There's a lot of questions. Attack the entity, destroy your body. Those seem like very extreme reactions.
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart.
This is just reminding me of We Know the Devil. Yo, did I slay the princess or whatever? No, I beefed it! Repeatedly!
Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you. How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Skill issue. I know, I failed at a visual novel. Impressive.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Yes. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
You're very stupid, I'm not understanding a thing. Me neither. For what it's worth.
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I know only that they are. I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are.
Oh.
But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
Well, you see, traffic noises.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole. And perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Bring me more perspectives! This is just an ending collection thing.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die. Everything, until we meet again.
Oh my, the YouTube chat is incredible sometimes. Oof, ha, why am I subbed to you? I don't know, you tell me. I make videos sometimes, probably one of those. What compels people to just post something like that? Oh, the PS1 Uno video. Yeah, glad you like that, man. Thanks. Like, that doesn't even upset me, but it is staggeringly rude.
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy.
But anyway, welcome to the stream. This is Slay the Princess. It's a horror adventure game. Kind of. I don't know what the fuck is going on at the moment, by the way.
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated. Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished. Dry.
Multi-perspectives. Multi-stuff. Well, hey, if you subscribe for PS1 Uno, I have a new video about PS1 games coming out, probably this weekend. Like, it's already up on Patreon. Okay.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
That was startling. Eh?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
But if I save the game, what then?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the
You hear
end
achievement
of
sounds?
the
I'm
world.
getting achievements.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
It is a time loop game. Of a
The
sort.
interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The
Air is stale, the blade... Screw your blade, I don't need no blade. The blade, I can do without the
The
blade.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Different.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Lie, I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
I lied, like a
Walk down
liar.
the stairs and lock eyes
Like a
with the
liar.
princess.
Different.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Not really.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions,
The
breaking her
demeanor
out of
has
those chains
entirely
would be a
shifted.
Big mistake. Don't even try it.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Possibly.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Stop staring with them big old eyes.
Okay, I'll be here. Good luck.
Let's poke around a bit.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Accursed linear games.
Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Jesus Christ!
Oh God! Oh God!
You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
I too sometimes let the intrusive thoughts win.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess. Slay the princess. Save the princess.
Fine.
Yes!
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
Why would it be so gross? It's almost like this is a horror game or something.
You cut into her flesh.
That'll be hard to explain.
The blade is sharp.
Oh God! Oh God!
Through the bone of her arm.
I don't think I could crack someone's bone with a dagger. Jesus.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
That's disgusting.
No, she didn't.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered.
Now she's unarmed! An improvement!
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
The dagger on my cursor now has blood on it. You can't see it, because apparently I need to set the game up a different way for that to work.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do
It's Shepard Hunter Game Catcher. It isn't. It doesn't work with this one. Trust me, everyone has told me that. It does not actually do the thing.
Watch me.
I'm pretty sure I need to set it up as window capture or something for that to work.
What are you doing?
What the?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade! Move the blade!
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest,
Oh.
tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every
Heroic jester.
burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Unfortunate.
You're on a path in the woods.
Next!
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
In the dark, dark woods, in the dark, dark path, in the dark, dark cabin, there are dark, dark stairs.
You're here
Down
to
the
slay
dark,
her.
dark stairs.
If you don't, it will
That
be
joke has
the
a
end
strike
the
range of a
world.
very specific demographic. Okay? No.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from
Not the
saving
tower,
us
but the
all.
damsel. Yep, seemingly. We have changed the course of
He
things.
doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Voice of the
Our
smitten.
beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
One of the things the game shows you on boot before you even get to the menu is this is a love story.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Okay. I don't feel the need to interrogate this
Oh,
any
boy.
further.
Before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power.
Yeah.
I've already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do. But I also
I do.
feel the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Crack on then, shall we?
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Once again, the mirror is being ignored. I too shall ignore the mirror.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell.
And also the blade.
Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
You assume that you can finish the game without killing the princess? Well, so far I have not in fact managed to kill the princess.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Mr. Narrator is helping me find my dagger.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you.
Incomprehensible devastation sounds great to me.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Am I the narrator? I'm an extra voice inside this fucking idiot's head.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Is this like...
that makes sense.
Is this like a Death Stranding thing? Is she an extinction entity? I hope not, because that was a really silly plot point in Death Stranding.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. I'm sorry about having lost it. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair. Apparently she's voiced by frequent GDQ event host Nicole Goodnight. I believe there is a primary source on that. In the chat. I don't know, maybe, if you believe them, but can you truly believe their words? They do nothing but lie, after all.
You died, and now we're talking.
Such a cheery answer. You killed me last time and it hurt a lot.
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for
Yeah, that makes sense.
She seems very unconcerned about the whole dying but not dying thing.
She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Confused.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
I have no feelings one way or the other about the world ending. Ram, thanks for gifting a sub to Nicole. No?
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself. I'm not so sure. If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Duh. I'm being like Twitter languaged at.
She took that in stride, to a surprising extent. And almost
Do your
unsettling
best.
extent,
That's
actually.
all we can ask. That's all that matters. That's what they say. It's never actually true, though.
That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a
That
finger
invites
on her
many
first.
questions.
And indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
Definitely not.
Didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Voice of the simp.
I can't believe it. I guess I have to.
Real is it? Yeah, we're some kind of bizarre, otherworldly entity ourselves.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yay!
Princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
It can be simply taken off her hand. This time, apparently, yeah.
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love.
What does a princess do with her free time, you know?
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I want.
I don't know, what do you want to do? What do you want to get for dinner tonight? Olive Garden?
Know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible.
That's it. I'm localizing my jokes for the international audience again. There are no Olive Gardens in the UK.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
What would be a funnier stand-in? Yo Sushi or Greg's? It's gotta be Greg's. Hey, clean up on R7. Glad you liked the hotfix run last night. I usually don't stream after I do a hotfix because I'm usually incredibly tired after, but I pretty much as soon as my run on the hotfix ended, I fell asleep like 10 minutes after. It is the fastest I think I've ever gone to bed after a hotfix run. Must be something you want.
Make you happy.
Art style change. Ah!
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
But you need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy.
Ah!
Is she broken? What's going on?
She's becoming how to draw manga. What the fuck is
What's
this?
going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
I just want to make you happy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
I just want to make you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
I don't get the chance to ask another question, nor will you ever. It's time for me to leave.
She was our perfect match.
Ah!
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now? But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
It's the end for you, but not for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse.
See you later, jackasses!
Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
I've grown. Whatever that means. I'm in the long quiet again.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me. Is a child the same as an infant? I am an
You speak in riddles, woman!
But every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience...
Trying to please eldritch entities is so exhausting, you know?
There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities.
You speak in riddles, woman. Punchy at Starbucks.
It feels correct. This is what I need to be.
No, me. Have you ever seen that one Nichijou clip of the girl failing to order a coffee successfully? That's me at a Starbucks.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Yeah, find the other routes. Okay, sure.
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread. The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
I molded her? I don't know, man. I just walked in without picking up a knife.
Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
How many more vessels?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective.
A number.
You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you. I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Ah! How does one fail to order coffee? Have you seen Nichijou?
You're on a path in the...
I'm on a path. I'm here, Slayer.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going? Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away.
I'm leaving.
Good.
What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
If it sucks, hit the fucking bricks.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Stanley Parable sounding ass.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Is there a broom
It's
closet we can hole up in?
selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group.
Did you get the broom cupboard ending? The broom cupboard ending was my favourite.
And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too, so if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path.
I have created an infinite number of princesses and cabins.
Not a cabin. The cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait, what's going on?
You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to... Last I checked, there wasn't any last time. We've just met, you and I.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then...
I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking.
Voice of the contrarian.
The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do.
Voice of the contrarian.
If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you can pull that off.
The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky.
The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead. What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Voice of the Let's Player. Okay, fine. Let's go to the cabin then.
Warning, before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat.
Right,
We're stuck going in there. Maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
I like the contrarian. I don't like what that says about me. Oh. Oh.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it.
Oh.
Let's keep an open mind.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with.
you're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this
Hey, Bryce.
incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, but when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to
Lose
get
yourself.
better at your
Music make you lose control.
mind.
Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
Okay, I'm fine.
Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task. We should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun?
You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's definitely a mirror.
There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
I want to look at the mirror. Ooh, I want to look at the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
The blade shall be
Take
ours.
the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that.
Then how are we supposed to hold it?
The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Thumb bottom? I don't get it. A stabby kind of way? Hold the blade the other way.
You switch your grip on the blade. Congratulations.
Yes! Isn't this so much better?
Assassin. Oh, like, yeah, rather than yeah. I see.
Okay, fine. You're right. This does
I
look
think
a bit
I get
better.
it.
It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
No, we'll keep the blade. Do you? I get
The
it.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
I've had nightmares like that.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseous...
You appreciate the fork demonstration. Glad you do, Rufy. Nice hair? Thanks. I made it myself.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you.
Oh, don't be such a baby.
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward.
How much have I played so far?
Whatever
Only
choice
about
you make,
a couple of
whatever
hours.
she is, we know.
I seem to have arrived at the end of a couple of routes so far.
And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success?
I didn't realize this was a game about collecting roots.
There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
I was playing some more World of Horror yesterday, and I'm starting to warm to it a bit more now that I've also come to perceive that game as a game of collecting roots. The harsh stairs to the left.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, till there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion
Fuck off!
can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
Stop interrupting!
I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to your old devilish ways.
Oh, well!
No.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you
will give me an egg.
Lost myself on the way down.
My mother?
You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit. Try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Getting down here was weird. Like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me?
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here?
Why so mean?
We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. Where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already...
Unthink the thoughts.
You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now.
I am definitely tired. But
Ooh,
I'm
plan.
tired all
Let's
the time.
see if we can make even more of her.
Why are all of these options like at once?
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin? I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? You could always start by stabbing her. Which her? Any of them. I don't know about you, but I'm sure glad we took that knife with us. I can't believe someone suggested you toss it out the window. Can you imagine? I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kinda hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making it worse.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really. Princess. It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it. Toy, we both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
I don't think what I do really matters, does it? I just want to live my life. I'm a prisoner here, and whether or not you shoved me down here, you're practically my captor at this point. Anything I'd say is tainted by that. Besides, you already know what I'm going to do. If you want to put an end to me, then put an end to me.
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction, it's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. Asking questions just seems to make things worse. This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Try and free her. Leave her in the basement. Slay the princess. Do all of them at once.
Right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. All at once you charge forward, not feeling to free the princess, just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Contrarian, why?
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Goodbye. When everything is possible, nothing is.
Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
To the time loop.
What is that supposed to mean? He's just messing with us. Right?
I've withered! Is that good? Looks at my hands melting. Is this good? Is this good for the economy?
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look
This will affect the trout population.
all of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is
How's
still the
Speedrun
same.
the Princess going? Poorly! We have not slayed the princess a single time! What do you think of this vessel?
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot.
I'm starting to suspect we can't slay the princess. There must be a way.
They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves. It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special. My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Alright, crack on.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Ah! I never get used to that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
I'm
And in
still
the
not
basement
used
of
to
that
the
cabin
sudden
is a
crack.
princess. You're here to slay her.
I need to pee. Back in like 2 seconds. Not enough seconds to wash hands. What if we're both just awful and we keep destroying the world together? We're weird and groobly, she's kind of groobly. Absolutely. The turn around and leave option is now missing.
That's the spirit.
Sweet, I've always wanted to kill a princess. You keep posting
make your
stick
way
his
along
ass in the
the
time
short
loop. Are
path
you in the time loop?
You'll find the princess within.
Bad news, boss.
The interior of the cabin is all the blade.
Okay.
You take the blade from... The door to the basement creaks open, reveal her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
Don't let it fool.
Hi, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes.
She's so cold.
Focus on the task.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me. I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to.
You recommend this game several times. What do you think of it so
could
far?
always toss that scrap
It's
of
very
metal to the
atmospheric.
ground and give the two of
I'm
us
into
a
it.
chance
I want to
talk
see where this
things
is going.
out.
What's that dark splotchy brushstroke spot that keeps appearing on the right side periodically?
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do.
Like the dialogue?
We talk to her.
Can you guys not
Maybe
see it?
she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
This.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing.
You step forward.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Slay the princess.
You feel flesh easily.
Ha-ha!
and look down to
Victory!
see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It was a good attempt. Hey, Suzume. Just in time to find out why the game is called that. You gotta slay the princess. So far, I have mostly failed at this activity.
Yes. Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Well, put a point in my column.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing.
It's now what, 110, 1-6? I'm not sure I'd count the fractal ending as a loss for me. That was kind of a loss for everyone, on balance. Surely that would count as a tie, given the infinite nature of it.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
As usual, lazy devs didn't make the rest of the game.
What happened?
Hate it when that happens.
It's fine. It's just that
you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here.
The rest of
This
the
is
open
good.
world RPG is missing.
Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
I was kind of hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the
This isn't
world.
ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Gmod map.
Hey, we're not just going to stay here forever, right? I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
Hey, Deep Road.
He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare. How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade
Hey,
to kill
Valcat.
yourself would kill
Hello,
you,
hello.
and you shouldn't
Yes.
do it.
Okay, so...
In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy. If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
I'm an ingrate?
Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
Oh.
The end. Nice knowing you.
Any plans to play Eternites? I don't think so at this point.
You're on a path.
I did try to get a
in the
key for
woods,
it, but they didn't reply.
And at the end of that path is a cabin.
Scared off by my
And in the
harshness
basement of that
towards
cabin
RPGs. I don't know. I just think they didn't notice.
You're here to slay.
But I killed myself.
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to one, if he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe that's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Voice of the cold.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place. Those are two very different questions. Let's say for a moment that this really is. You died last time, which... Oh, we listened to you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too. Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking, what do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We slew the princess, the world outside the cabin disappeared, we died, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? It doesn't matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying. Just stay focused, will you? Just be... She just can.
You'll have to trust that what I'm saying is true.
Okay.
Right, now, if a warning. She will
She'll
lie.
lie.
She won't be a problem.
We stab her, and it will be fine.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement.
It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent.
Nobody's here. Naturally.
As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure.
We got the horror cabin this
Guess
time.
we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the
Oh.
final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead.
It's just like I told you.
Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you,
Skellington!
followed by a
In the
mysterious
dark, dark
skeleton.
house! Down the dark, dark stairs! There's a dark, dark corridor!
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? A ghost!
Oh. Wow. How
Did that work?
absolutely
Nope, wrong order.
terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing
Hey, B-Man.
across your skin.
How goes killing the princess? Well, we killed her, but unfortunately she became a ghost.
So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
Slay the princess again. Wait and see.
Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab
damn it.
her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
You're adorable when you're confused.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
If I knew I'd have to talk to you again, I wouldn't have slain you. I died too.
You don't look dead, Killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
You can't stab a ghost. It's a ghost, stupid. Look.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm open to all sorts of possibilities here.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you owe me.
Absolutely.
Hey!
Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
Sounds great. Do it.
Sure, why not?
That doesn't sound very reassuring.
It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body.
That is a very dangerous train of thought.
Then I won't hitch a ride. I'm sure you'd like to know. It's a shame I won't tell you. But it'll be easier for both of us if you just let me in. And doesn't it sound nice?
Maybe for her, but it's crowded enough in here as is.
You won't have to feel guilty anymore. If you even do feel guilt. If I'm able to, but for all we know, that's not how it works. Maybe I'll wind up stuck with you for a long, 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 long time.
Do you hear the way she said that? She knows more than she's letting on. Don't let her fool you into doing something you'll regret.
And what? You just believed that? You killed me without giving it any thought? That's cold.
That's rich coming from her. Every time she touches us, it's like we freeze over.
It could be a smidge louder. It couldn't. Literally, this is the maximum volume this can go.
She's right, though, but that's neither here nor there. What's done is done.
Like, is there a... Nope, that is in fact maxed out. Like, even in Windows, it's the maximum sound it's up to. I literally can't make the game any louder even if I wanted to.
The only thing I've ever wanted was to leave this place. It's still the only thing I want.
You can lower the music a bit. I was just told it was too... I just need to stop listening to people about this sort of thing.
It does. We're not asking you. We've heard your whole speech already.
I really don't know. I'm not lying to you. I promise. The world doesn't matter. All I remember is that I'm supposed to be there, not here. I'm just supposed to be a part of it. It's its home, I think. But what does it mean for anything to end? I ended, but I also didn't. And you ended too. But here you are. And you don't even look any different. I'm not so sure endings are real. I don't know. I just wanted to leave. I still just want, I don't know. Maybe I'll just fade away. Finally able to rest once I'm free from my unfinished business. Maybe I'll find someone to haunt. Maybe I'll haunt you. It's a tough question, asking someone what she's going to do with her life.
The princess leans in close and pauses, the frigid air between you stale and unmoving.
Especially when that someone is dead.
She pulls back with a playful giggle.
I don't think most living people could answer that either. Does anyone actually know?
I'm not going to fuck the ghost chat. Calm down.
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper. A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Yes, obviously things are strange right now. I think it's safe to say that you've seen something you shouldn't have seen. Whatever worlds you've hopped between, whatever versions of me you've met, none of that matters now. There's no changing what's already happened. But you have a job to finish.
Finish? How? We already did what you told us. And now she's a ghost.
You haven't tried slaying her yet this time, though, have you? And then what? And then you'll have saved the world.
I think he's asking about what happens after we save the world. If that's even still an option.
What do you mean, after? You already know what we mean, don't you? So why don't you go ahead and tell us? You're going to try and lock us away in a timeless void again? Because I didn't much care for that.
I'm not going to lock you anywhere.
What an interesting choice of emphasis.
Are we putting this to a vote? Because personally, I'd prefer if we didn't die again.
If that's what it comes down to, that's what it comes down to. But I don't see the point of offing ourselves just yet.
Oh, that's sweet of you to offer. But killing yourself wouldn't help either of us.
It would seem that everyone here is in agreement except for you. I shouldn't have to tell you that you shouldn't kill yourself. So please, try to keep your suicidal tendencies in check.
Like I said, I just want to go home.
I just think this route in particular is a bit quiet because everyone's speaking in a whisper. But I physically cannot make the game any louder. I have no options to do that. No possession.
Oh, is that how it is? That's sad. I guess we'll have to fight then.
Eh?
The princess passes through you, a chill rippling along your skin, a disappointed sigh echoing in your ears. You turn and face her as she hovers between you and the stairs. Spectral tears streak down her cheeks as she places a translucent hand on your chest. It feels cold, but otherwise like nothing at all.
Are we doing the right thing? Why do I feel so sad?
Don't let her get to you. It doesn't matter. Somehow, soon, this too will be over, and we'll move on to something new. I feel like you all keep forgetting that. Her dark-rimmed eyes fall to the floor as she speaks.
I never wanted to have to hurt anybody. It's not who I wanted to be.
The tears on her cheeks vanish. She lifts her head, sorrow replaced with wrath, staring into you with
Wrath!
fiery anger.
But I guess you've turned me into something worse.
Yeah.
She forces her hand into your chest, and then... Yes? Nothing happens.
Are you sure about that? Something should have
The
happened.
only people say hover instead of hoover? Yeah.
And yet it didn't. We're fine.
No.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next, but it is over before you can fully conceptualize what it is. A horrific splintering,
Ow!
the squelching
Grim!
of organs, the rending of
She has
tissue,
squished my
icy,
bones and organs.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you, I'm taking everything I owed. Starting with your body. If you won't choose to give me my freedom, I'll just have to make you give it to me.
She's real now. If she's making us dead, we should return the favor. You swing your blade towards her briefly corporeal throat. It connects. A gash widens across her neck, glowing ectoplasm leaking from the wound. But it's too little, too late.
Ow!
In her hand, you realize she clutches your still beating heart. It thumps unsettlingly. Did we get her? Even if we didn't, we've given her something to remember.
See you soon, killer.
Afraid you'll never know. As she crushes your precious organ in her hand, everything goes dark, and you die.
We died again! We're bad at this.
You're on a path in the wood.
Does that count as a tie? I did stab her in the neck.
Slay her again.
The deck's stacked, isn't it? We kill her, we start again. She kills us.
Voice of the
goddamn ghost.
cheated.
We start again. I'm starting to think we're being run in circles just for the sake of it.
Come on, let's not give in to all that misery just yet. There's got to be a way out of this. There's got to be a right answer.
Our KD ratio is poor right now.
Yeah. And what if there isn't? Aren't you listening to me? What if all of this was rigged from the start?
Rigged from the
That's
start.
ridiculous. There'd be no point in all this if it was just some kind of cosmic busy work.
I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be seeing how many ways they can screw with us. Could be it's all some kind of sick joke to them.
But wouldn't that get, I don't know, boring? Not if they're creative with it.
Okay, so you've already been here.
Twice even. Great.
Then let me poke a few holes in your depressing little theory. Nobody here is screwing with you, and I can't imagine any scenario where you would have started over after slaying the princess.
Well, we didn't have to start over. We killed ourselves.
And why, pray tell, did you do that?
Because you decided to foist an infinite tedium on us.
That doesn't sound like me. If I'd had everything my way, you would have effortlessly slain the princess, saved the world, and been given your happy ending.
The ending was the tedium. You locked us in a cabin and sent that cabin to an endless void. And then you told us we were
Yeah,
happy.
the first attempt actually went to a chapter 3.
Well, were you happy? Of course we weren't happy. That's why we killed ourselves. It was awful.
It was boring.
It was bullshit.
Bullshit!
So you killed yourself?
Yes. And then she killed us.
Even though she was already dead. This is all fake.
All fake.
Okay, let's try to get back.
Bullshit.
You're real. The princess is real. The world is real. The people in the world are real. And the danger she poses to all of them is also, quite unfortunately, real. Whatever you did the first time, it sounds like it almost worked. So how about you give it one last try? Because killing yourself seems to undo all the good you almost managed to accomplish. Why should we help you? So you can just lock us away forever again? No, I don't think so.
No.
Tell you what, I won't do that. I promise. Oh yeah, sure, that changes everything. I mean, he did promise. And you believed him?
All this standing around and talking is boring. Let's at least do something. Maybe we'll kill her again. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll even free her.
Now, wouldn't that be something?
It would. I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Thankfully, you all aren't the ones actually making the decisions, are you? You know what you have to do. You have to slay her. You have to save the world. Nothing matters more than this. Don't play by his rules. Everything here is rigged. Everything is changing to whatever's convenient for him. Even the woods are changing. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is spreading, and the world has already started to end. Her influence? I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could always take that information as a sign of goodwill between us. And
So, quick check-in with the chat.
Right?
What the fuck do you guys think is actually occurring?
If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no. That's a hedge, not a wager. I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as...
You've seen this play before, so keeping quiet. You've seen this game before, so keeping shush. Well, thank you for keeping shush, at least. Fuck. But also, how? This game is, like, not that old.
Goddamn, people are so fast.
So, yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different. I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can take care of him for us. They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly. I suggest you use it. You're making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Your perceived reality looping twice before does not mean it will continue to do so forever. Those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the path is different. The world itself is at a tipping point. Know that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an infinite loop, there's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would force you to make any specific choice. You do have free will, as much as things would be easier if you didn't, and you can just keep making the correct choice forever, never deviating. How convenient, everything always comes back to what you want us to do. I'm sick of him. Makes me want to end the world out of spite. On second thought, let's not kill him. Let's throw him someplace that never ends. I'd like to see what that does to him. Then she finds a way out on her own. Ugh, of course she does. So, standing around out here is the same as us letting her out. Only we don't have to see her. That's gotta be better, right? No, it's strictly worse. But she can't kill us out here. Why would staying out of killing distance be worse if she's getting out regardless? Because it's cowardly, for starters. And because the unknown is always worse than the known. But really, all you're doing right now is weighing two considerably bad options. The only solution worth considering is slaying her, and whatever delusion is holding you back from doing that is just that, a delusion. If you already managed to end her in some other world, the only reason you'd be here is that you somehow managed to do it wrong. How are we supposed to decide on anything if you just keep coming up with new rules? Since when is there a wrong way to slay her? You continue
Onward.
down the path towards the cabin. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what's in there, and despite your protestations, I think you know what you need to do. The more he talks, the more I'm interested in setting her free. Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care. It sounds like somebody's about to crack.
What do I think of the narrator? He sucks.
The interior
Get this man out of here.
dark. A single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains
Hey, Mango.
blow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward. Fluttering
This
helplessly,
narrator guy
gusts of wind
talks a
rush into
lot
the building, clashing
and
joining,
speaks in riddles.
everything forward. The only furniture of note is... That's strange. What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? Great. Something else has been taken away from us. I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter, does it? You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you.
Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently
Raising your hackles!
towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched.
We've always been watched. You're watching us right now. Sometimes the feeling is just stronger than others.
I feel like you're trying to put us on edge. We don't need all this anticipation. We just need this to be over.
You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there.
What are the odds she's waiting for us right now? Just out of sight, on the other side of that glass.
You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening.
Nothing. It's like this place read our mind just to mess with us.
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
Shit. Where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she, the princess, constricts. Your bones snap.
Ah!
Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs
Oh God! Oh God!
collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess.
Oh hey,
Her hand
our legs are all
grips your
fucked up
leg
and
in a
weird.
steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right. I thought maybe you'd seen what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the same mistake over and over and over. Even after I ripped your heart out, you still cut me. And for what? I didn't go anywhere. You didn't banish me. I'm right back here with you. A little better, a little worse. Well, maybe a lot worse. So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here. And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
I say we let her do it. It's something different.
Do we even have a choice?
You always have a choice. Maybe before, but not now. There isn't a blade this time.
Exactly. What choice is there if there isn't a blade?
If there's no blade, there's no choice.
Well, unless you have any specific ideas, I think my vote's the only one that counts.
I don't think you get the magnitude of hatred that sits between us. You've broken more trust than I thought I had. Oh, we're past the point of compromise. I'm taking your body, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. That was then. This is now. Enough talking.
Oh.
We'll have plenty of time for chit-chat once it's
The rules have changed. No longer needs agreement to possess.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding. Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle.
Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head and crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess.
Not like this.
You don't even have a weapon, so I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too. And whose fault is it there isn't a weapon here?
Yours, I assume. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Whatever you did in those previous lives of yours, you really messed up.
Are you seriously trying to blame this on us?
Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul. You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command.
Hate it when my membrane is torn asunder.
Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong.
so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out. I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. There's another option, you know. Don't help either of them. Flip the table.
How do you do that? You don't have a will to wield. Your soul is in drain of courage.
That gap where the mirror was, I don't think it goes anywhere. Let's throw ourselves into the abyss.
You wouldn't dare. Move now.
Your body, still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff, your body reduced to a marionette, pulled reluctantly along by your strings.
It's not that bad. The pain feels good. I know you feel it too.
Leave the cabin or throw your body into the abyss. Ah!
You toss the last of your will aside and surrender to the princess.
Shit.
I guess that's that. An end is an end. Let's see what it has in store for us.
This is all I wanted. There will be a mercy for you at the end of everything.
Your body inches along the corridor, every step more difficult and painful than the last. Your joints stiff and unresponsive, the shattered bones of your ankle grinding ceaselessly, as if they're fragmenting, then reforming, then snapping all over again as you make your way towards the outside world.
But the abyss? No, no abyss. Not this time.
But despite the anguish, it doesn't feel like the exit to the cabin is getting any closer. If anything, it's getting further away.
It doesn't matter how long this hallway is. I will drag this body into a piece of meat and feathers. I will be free.
Please, just let her out.
Yes. Let me out.
You've never seen anyone pick the abyss. The streamer soul rebels against it. Abyss is just...
Pointless, isn't it? I can't stop her without you. You'd already given up by the time we met. No, screw that. The hallway gets even longer.
You had to slide me into submission. The door is right there.
It really is, isn't it?
I walked to it. I placed your bloody hand on the door. I made you twist the handle.
Isn't saying all of this his job?
He's gone.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? I had a feeling you could deal with him for us.
I did nothing. He dealt with himself.
This is it then. The big moment. I just hope it's a way out.
The handle clicked as we pushed forward. The air is different here.
We're us again. How interesting. We actually won, didn't we?
What is happening to me?
Goodbye.
She's gone. Where did she go?
I feel like at this rate I'm not going to finish this game in my usual weekday.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I've unraveled. Whatever that means. See, I was told this game is only about 3 hours long. I'm seeing that length is sort of a relative concept with this one.
Do you know what we'll find out there? There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last. We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist. This one is loneliness turned to seething. She could not find her strength in others, so she found it in herself. She will make for a driven heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
It does vary. Some princesses can really spiral out. How many times have I looped? This is loop 3, I think.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves. One.
Oh.
Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
Oh, apparently next loot will be good enough.
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn. The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Cool. I like the sound of that.
Waiting for you.
God fucking damn it, dude.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
I never get used to that.
In the basement of that cabin,
every time that has startled the shit out of me.
You're here to slay her. If you don't,
I hate it. It's a violation of the polite principles of waiting to the end of the goddamn voice line.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
It is a horror game. Is it? I was told it was a love story.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. The blade is your implement.
Do we need the blade? No blade.
The door to the basement, her voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Is hypnotizing. Don't let it.
I'm here to save you. Lie. I'm here to save you.
You must have the wrong address.
Great job. You've given away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy
But if you just
chain
silently
around
kill her?
wrist,
I did do that. That led to the whole
binding her
ghost
to the
ending.
far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could some? I am begging you.
Yeah.
Hi. You were joking about coming to kill me, right? Do you think you could get me out of these chains?
Can we, like, not kill her? Yeah, I've done that many times.
Okay.
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Mario moment.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
But what's your name? Great question.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that, and I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to? We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person. And a subjugating monarch, no less.
Monarch?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right? That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
You have to make a choice.
Ah!
Hope for all our sakes, it's the right one.
Scheming princess is back. Nope. Stay in basement.
I think this is some kind of fair
Goodbye!
But it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No one has to...
Centrist option.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way back to the stairs.
Fine. Turn your back on me. But it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. Do you hear the conviction in her voice? don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped the mask, didn't she? You can still grab the blade and get back down here.
Oh, that's a relief. I was afraid I'd already committed to not slaying her. No.
Be the death of all of us.
Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Commit!
You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay. We can make this work.
The blade is missing.
You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
I could be innocent and harmless, if we want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door...
Yeah, the door does open inwards. Huh? What an idiot!
Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my
My
time.
organs are shutting down?
You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at your Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Shh! What if he hears us? That's
Yeah, that makes sense.
voice. What if he does hear you? Shit! I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
Is there any way to turn up the dialogue? Because even I'm starting to agree that sometimes the voice volume is a bit quiet relative to the music, but it's all maxed. Well, onward.
A warning.
She
will
lie,
I don't
she
think
did it.
lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time.
at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away.
It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time.
It's just an empty frame.
She's already got out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it. You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Good. Steel can't lie to us.
Steel can't lie to us.
Gonna be enough, though. Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb? The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off.
Paranoid has resolved the riddle of steel. Can we have a bomb? A bomb!
Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a
bomb is a
creature of
bad
flesh
choice
and
for a
blood.
close-range encounter.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
How hard is it to throw a knife?
It can't be that hard.
But then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place.
Oh my god, JC, a bomb! A bomb!
It'll be enough. Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you any good. Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky...
Flip it upside down, put your thumb on the bottom side, whatever that means!
Forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right.
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement.
We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again.
Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
When in doubt, head left.
You turn to the left. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought a little knife with you. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. Think!
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
As the blood begins to coagulate, it's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open.
What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want...
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
You sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more?
Is she dead yet? Not quite.
You have seconds left.
Hey, Aurelian.
Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why?
The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late.
Turn off this whole organ shutting down situation.
I'm what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me. Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to. Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
The princess leans forward, bringing her martyred lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you die, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of your neck. It feels like static. And then...
Hey, snap out of it.
Damn it. It advanced too quickly. I was trying to click to advance the scene and skipped something.
Okay, deep breath. Deep breath, we're fine. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. You're back. Lungs, liver,
One moment,
heart,
and then you're
lungs,
gone.
liver, nerves,
Just
heart,
like
lungs, liver,
that.
nerves,
Ah,
heart,
and
lungs,
there's the
liver,
fear.
nerves, heart. She pulls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it?
Liver,
I've already done that.
heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then, well, you died before I could get to the doors. And then I was here, and now you are here too. I don't think I can live without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, 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 liver, nerves.
Toss the blade, remain with your nightmare. Leave together, leave. Run, slay the princess.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you?
Lungs, liver,
And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
liver, nerves, heart.
I know. You told me last time. Destroy is such an unenlightened way of putting it. So sudden, so violent, so little nuance. I'm not going to destroy the world. But I am going to hold it in my hands and squeeze it. I'm going to make it afraid. Just like I've made you afraid. The world needs fear, doesn't it? Every terror I bring would make the good times so much better. Well, I'm practically doing a public good. So what harm is there really in letting me out?
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
Slay the princess!
It's already worn by travel. And unseen by one of my many eyes.
You cannot walk the path.
Lungs, liver, nerves,
Cannot be chosen.
liver, nerves, heart, lungs. Are you serious? Heart, lungs, liver.
We cannot slay the princess. We have been denied.
Nerves,
denying yourself the
by the many
opportunity to
paths.
slay her and finish your mission.
Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best.
You poor, deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you. Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken.
No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Let me out!
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger. Rage. Distance.
Hey Lammy, you've come to say hi and then bounces. You just got the game for your anniversary. Fair enough. Have fun.
Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out!
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out!
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
You can't keep going? Well, what are you talking about?
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead, but you live on. Ah. The moment of clarity. Are we sure about this?
In the... Shit. What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing?
There was a princess, I think. It's all so fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember.
I think we were trying to save the world. You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you? I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left.
We have to let her out.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her.
Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we?
Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything. No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever. I think.
We've gained a couple of new
We're
voices.
supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff?
Actually, we seem to have gained every voice.
We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere.
There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love.
Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us. This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
Of course we're wrong.
She's the only thing that's right. Yes, obviously they're all wrong. What are you going to do about it? Many times. It feels like we've been here forever. But it also feels like we've barely been here at all.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, we just have to do what she says and then everything will be fine. It won't. It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you.
There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
There's no difference between good things and bad things, actually, you fucking idiot, you buffoon.
What does here even mean, if you really think about it? Shut up. You were here.
Every single time.
You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order. And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged.
You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget. I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward. But eventually, you do make it to the cabin.
Nope.
Or rather, you
Mirror.
make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill. No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there.
Don't ask him about the mirror. He always says he never sees it.
He always lies, and he always makes it gone. It's exhausting. We must be such a mess, but we never get the chance to fix ourselves. That thing is mocking us. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that.
I'm the
as well as I.
sneeziest guy lately.
She's still here, buried deep inside the earth. Just walk up the hill. You always give too much
Gesundheit,
space to
Gesundheit. I got like
me.
4 Gesundheits between
That's
Twitch
why
and
you
YouTube.
always lose.
Incredible.
You walk up the hill.
Voice of the
hesitating
sneezer.
Just within the bounds of the cabin.
The cabin that isn't there.
You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it. Smash it to pieces.
She's on the other side, and we have to let her out. It's the only way we can be free.
It's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it.
Just do something. It doesn't matter what.
Exactly. I'm sure that whatever you settle on, it'll be the best possible decision you could have made. Proceed. Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them.
And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her.
The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure therein. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade.
Yay, a
buried
pristine
in the dirt
blade!
floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. It's the only way forward.
You reach down to take the blade.
Oh.
As you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth. You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss.
Tricked, idiot! No blade!
Deep in the bowels of the earth, you see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
This sucks on ice.
Shut up, Scout.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
When I said that way back when, you know that, right?
Hey, Elendil.
Closer.
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could melt you.
And closer.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
And closer.
But forever is so long. And time erodes everything. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. And what's left is for you to take my hand and let me out. It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go? Well, mostly just me. But you get to be there too. A trinket that gets to stay with me all the time. Right by my side. A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything. Now don't pose. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand.
What are we supposed to do? She took our weapon. This really was a lost cause, wasn't it? You sealed our fate when you refused to kill her. Kill or be killed. Yes, I suppose you're right. Oh well, there's no paralysis anymore. Is it because we've already given her what she wants?
There is no other ending here.
You
Just
extend
take
your
her hand and
to
set her
hers.
free.
For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even.
I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you.
The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired. Why is it so cold?
To the hand dimension with you!
She's gone. Yeah. I can finally think again. Almost. That mirror's back.
What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away, just like her.
Maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now, aren't they? Doesn't seem like there's much else to do here.
Finally, we can smash it.
Oh, you stop with the smashing.
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
Yeah. I think I'd like that.
Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Its secrets remain hidden, its mysteries remain
Something
unresolved.
tells me that this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it.
They do indeed remain very unresolved.
It feels okay. The fear's gone. I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you. I'm ready for the truth. I'm ready to sleep.
I'm just ready to be anything.
The contrary. Right to the end. A dick.
Boys, it's been an honor.
I'm nothing. This is just, it's a bird.
I think you know what I am. The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far. Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like
I
that?
don't feel pain. Not physically.
Oh.
I'm aware. And if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
Oh.
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon.
and then it won't be able to work like that anymore. She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be.
She becomes that which others perceive her to be.
Things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Have I ever not taken the knife at the start? Yeah, a couple times.
If you actually knew what she was from the start, if you knew her capabilities, a single intrusive thought could have instantly ended the entire world. Yes, you will, but it will all be worth it. Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave. So I am. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
You see yourself with newfound clarity. I am the long quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Oh, hello.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
We're nothing and she is everything.
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
That's how visual novels work.
When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation? Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not. Of beginning.
Oh, save scum? Oh, just in case.
Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
Free yourself. Whatever the hell that means.
I love you.
No, John, you are the princess.
It's magnificent. Everything. Just like it always has been. And just
Everything?
like it always will be.
Everywhere? All at once? Okay. The voices in your head. We ended infinite worlds and created infinity. Is about the way that went, I think. It was a love story, in essence. As an expression of our gratitude, here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by hitting H. Join our mailing. This is a bit tacky, but alright. Well. That was Slay the Princess. I gotta go now. I gotta go to work. So I don't really have time to give sort of closing thoughts on that. Instead, I will allow you to think about, ponder the meaning of whatever the hell any of that was. Bye! I'm gonna find someone to raid and then I gotta bounce. Gonna send you guys over to Kimmy DNC. If you like the stream, drop me a follow here on the Twitch or subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube. Social media stuff is in the description on YouTube and it's in the chat on Twitch. La-di-da. La-di-da-di-da.